Brosplay.
Alrighty then. Oh yay, we get to go to the second site. Hey,
Wow.
checkpoints.
Good checkpointing.
I like that.
You did that like head turn thing.
Perfectly.
Like right as you went like checkpoints. Do you remember that Mystery Guitar Man video when the guy's like hi-hats?
Oh yes, I do remember.
And he does like that head thing. That's what reminded me of when you did that.
Oh yeah, when he moves his head off to the side.
I love how janked out that MG is. It's like they didn't quite know how they wanted the physics system to react with it.
Dude,
So it's like always flopping.
the MG behaves the same way as the bag on Nilsson's ass.
Yeah.
It just moves when
different
it feels
physics.
like it should move.
Yeah.
All right, I don't really know what.
That your PMT or whatever is in there.
Oh,
You
he'll get
smash
out.
that guy.
He'll get out. He's fine.
He's fine. That's some epic airbags there, buddy.
Yeah, he's all right. Don't
His
worry
run
about
is
it.
also hilarious.
I don't appreciate that I can just pick things up I don't need, so they just vanish.
Oh, and you'll need them later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe that's balance. Maybe that's ground. That's position-based balance.
Potentially.
I know some games do that.
No, don't get on there. Don't get on there. I
Some
need it.
games care where you stand. Dragon Age. Only the first
Wait,
one
what about
and
where
the
you
second
stand?
one is good.
Would you say about where you stand?
Yeah, position-based balance. There's characters who need to be in certain spots.
Oh, okay. Like if you're behind someone, you can get a backstab.
That too, but I meant like, if like there's a lot of enemies, you can't like get around to actually attacking the enemy you need.
I
So
see.
you want to balance out your group, so you have one of those guys who can just like always fuck people up no matter where he is.
Yeah, someone who can fire right through the crowd, ranged characters.
I wonder if I could like that game again.
Dragon Age?
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, it really is just, it's hard.
I remember like being so difficult that I quit, and I wasn't really a quitter back then.
Well, also one of the issues with the game is it did not give you very many opportunities to reset. So if you made poor decisions, it meant you honestly had to restart the game. And that, it gets really tiring. You're trying to play all those like early missions and Alistair being a cunt the whole time.
Alistair! Yeah, that's a really tough experience. I'm kind of like... Recently I've been really leaning towards a game not having leveling up systems. I think maybe like the Hitman kind of style thing where you do get extra stuff, but the game is generally designed around just what 47 can do, and not necessarily like whether he has better health than he used to have. I'm not crazy about like the RPG style anymore. I used to be though.
That's why I actually really like arena style MOBAs, where all of your leveling happens within the game itself. I like progress, I really do. I think Monday Night Combat had a cool system as well, where as the game progressed, you would be able to unlock new things, and you had to choose what you wanted to specialize into.
Monday Night Combat. What do you think of that?
Wow. Wow. I got ragdolled in a very literal way.
I don't think that's really... No, because literal would be like they would actually hit you with a ragdoll.
What? I don't
Like
know.
you
about
got
that.
ragdolled in the sense that it is always ragdolled. You have 5 health.
Yeah. Oh, there's no health here anymore. I already got it.
You blew it up.
I already got
You blew it all up. Damn them all to hell.
I'm still caught up on this ragdoll thing. So I can't tell if you're right or wrong about it being...
Yeah, because the term ragdoll is not a literal statement. It's a comparison of what it would look like if you threw a rag doll against a wall, right? Ragdoll.
Okay.
The literal sense of ragdolling someone would actually be like throwing a ragdoll at them, I guess. You know what? Maybe it's up in the air.
Yeah, I just think that's one of those terms that it's a separate thing.
What do you think? Leave us a comment down below.
We will probably read it, actually.
Sometime. Who knows?
We don't get that
Maybe
many
we'll
comments.
even do a reading mean comments video. That'll be great for content.
Oh yeah, that sounds like padding.
I would love to
Some
do
great padding.
reading good mean comments, like excellently.
Oh, people who really like roast us good.
Yeah. Like try saying this thing more times, or like, boy, could you ever bring Siege up more often, or
Yeah.
but like sucks. It's like that doesn't do anything for me. It really doesn't hurt me if you say that what we make is bad. I expect internet comments to be garbage like that. There's no impact. If you want to hurt me, find what I'm already concerned about.
Oh, absolutely. You want to find the buttons that somebody is concerned with and push them.
Like solid editing practices here, douchebag. That would hurt. That would cut right through me.
So that he's giving you the ammo, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
take
you
ammo.
Just gotta take it. I like that though. If it's good,
And I would love a video like that where like I take that and then like either roast them back or just agree with it. That'd be great. What is happening here? Why? Great, you have the grapple.
What?
You have the grapple. It just said you could grapple.
Huh?
I think you have had the grapple for a while. And why isn't that working? Why? What's going on now?
I'm very disappointed in this anti-air.
I mean, it does exactly what it's supposed to do.
I don't know if it does. I think I still have to leave the target. Fuck. I'm super disappointed with this anti-air. That is.
It should be a pretty easy. Like it should be pretty like, kind of self-explanatory. It shouldn't really require this kind of patience.
Yeah, I'm shocked. Like that's not good. I shot how many and none of them even came close.
They were so wide. They flew around.
Oh man. Oh no.
Oh, it requires
yeah,
a
it
mechanic.
still requires
Okay, no,
a
you're right.
mechanic,
You're
yeah.
right.
It's grayed out.
That's so strange that it would tell you it's available that way. That's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a spoiler.
Kind of.
It's like telling you about something you're not really supposed to know about yet. Here, let's get you in the little bugger.
On the same topic of like feeling like a game is best when the character can just do stuff all the time and you just add new ways for the interaction. I also really disagree with unlockable characters. I think they should just all be there. Like
You're talking about an arena style game?
Yeah, Overwatch, Siege, League, all that stuff. I think that if working towards upgrading characters is what keeps you playing the game, that you're not really that into the game. You enjoy the busy work of getting towards something, but there's no real end game at that point, right?
That's how I feel about World of Warcraft a lot of the time.
Right.
Because it really is a lot of busy work. I love the game, I really do. I just don't have time to put that busy work in, so it's just not worth it for me.
I think in the early days of WoW, I think I legitimately enjoyed the gameplay, but I think for a majority of the time I played that game, I was all about just getting after getting stuff. Like, it was essentially how Yahtzee would describe it. Like, you get stuff to get more stuff, which does more numbers, to do better numbers, to get into higher number places, to get stuff that gives you better numbers.
Yeah, it really is. It's an endless loop. At the same time, though, that is sometimes the whole point. Like, it is a time sink.
Yeah.
Right, for some people. But yeah, it's just it's a very addictive time sink. That's the big challenge for me is when somebody sells something or does something or tries to get people involved in something that essentially hijacks their reward systems into making them think they want to do it even if it's not the best thing for them. Playing World of Warcraft is a great time. You can have a lot of fun doing it, but what'll end up happening is that people will be past the point where it's still fun, but they'll still be playing.
Yeah.
Or they'll be past the point where it's practical in their life and they'll still be playing.
I spent so much time in WoW going after vanity items. Just trying to get pets and cool helmets and shit. I would just like find like cool shit and be like, oh cool, that's in like the first dungeon in the game. I'll just run that one every single day because I'm a top level and it's not even difficult. And I had more fun blasting through there than I did the actual gameplay I was supposed to be part of.
It's true. Well, making your own missions is like an age-old thing, right?
Yeah.
When the game runs out of things that are interesting to you, you kind of have to come up with your own interesting things to do.
And some games don't even offer it in the first place.
What? Interesting things to do?
Yeah. Like they.
Yeah, true.
Some games feel really good, but there's nothing really good to do with that good feel. You know, it's like, oh, this shooting feels nice, but what? There's nothing like interesting to do with that shooting. And Half-Life, someone brought, I think it was Racevic. He said that Half-Life 1 and 2 doesn't have remarkable shooting. It's not really that interesting a mechanic on its own. What makes those games so good is the interaction of your character with the environment, the way that the enemies operate, and the level design, all put together. Shooting is like a vehicle to get through the levels, not necessarily the piece that feels that great. Because if you didn't have interesting level design in Half-Life, it would be a pretty mundane experience.
Oops. I think you're probably right about that it would be a mundane experience.
Well, do you remember the beginning of Half-Life 2? Like how many things you do? It like reminds me a lot of Jak 3, where it's like you're not doing the core gameplay that often. You're constantly moving between different things. You're driving a vehicle, you're in an airboat, you're moving the airboat with a crane, then you're shooting people, and then you're fighting antlions. It's so many things going on because they knew that just putting you in hallways and shooting stuff wasn't enough. It wasn't going to cement the game the way that it is now, where it's like have held up to this like godlike status.
Yeah, it's so hard to start a game proper. Well, it appears to be hard because everyone fucks it up. I don't know if it actually is hard because people have done it.
What's that?
Starting a game properly.
Oh, yeah, it's very Hitman 2 actually did a really good job. They start you in a building that has nobody in it until you initiate something, and then all the enemies show up. So you get to explore everything ahead of time. It's really fucking cool. I was like, oh, that's a surprising high expectation from the player. You don't see that very often in big developers now. They have such a low expectation that like the person who's already purchased your game is not gonna want to figure out how it works. Of course they are.
Yeah, basically treat you like you're an asshole.
They treat you like you don't want to play video games, and it's like the whole like kid excuse doesn't even work because children soak up that information better than adults.
Sometimes.
Most of the time, beyond like toddler state. Like a teenager is gonna pick up a video game without tutorials and display information way faster than a 30-year-old.
Definitely.
Even if they're both very passionate about gaming.
There is also that bracket you totally missed, the like 5 to 10 bracket,
which is not like.
Wow. I can't believe it's still standing.
Nothing happened.
What is going on?
You're supposed to bunker bust it, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I remember doing that.
So I don't know how you buy things in this game, unfortunately. Oh, I have to call for this pickup.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Okay.
That's
you
so funny.
Son of a bitch.
But just to go back to that though, that demographic is not buying. Like that demographic, the adults are deciding what the game, like the game to buy, right? They've already purchased that game. If a 5-year-old doesn't pick up on what it is, they're not going to. Like the parents probably aren't returning that experience.
Aren't returning it?
Like they're not bringing the game back because the game didn't work very well because the kid wasn't engaged, right?
They might. They
maybe
might.
They
Modern
are.
Parents.
But like. All right, well, I mean, it's your game. It's your art that you want to fucking put in the toilet. Then you fucking do it, man.
That's something that
you can spend 2 years and then expect no one to want to play your game enough, force them down some stupid fucking tunnel. Then, yeah.
That's something that's important for us to keep in mind is that we are more interested in doing something we want to do than being rewarded for what we do. Whereas there's a lot of people who would rather be rewarded than do something they want to do, and that's a decision they've made. right?
Yeah.
They are okay having a game that doesn't reflect their best work or doesn't reflect what they wanted or doesn't reflect what's going to work best for the player because they would rather get compensated financially. And that's a decision they're allowed to make, but that's also a decision they have to live with forever.
And what bothers me more is when it's a mature game. The assumption should not be that they don't want to play video games or that they're young. There's no good reason to start off a mature game improperly. With like, this is how the basics of the game works, and you can't do anything but those things. Like in Tomb Raider, the part that I showed where it actually takes control of your character. That's a mature game. Children should not play that game. And people who have never played a game before should probably also not choose that one as an entry level.
Well, and I think that's what it comes down to. There are entry level games, and there are higher level games. And these people were making what should have been a higher level game, and could have been a great high level game, but they chose not to. And that's now something that's going to be on their resume, right? That's something they, have to contend with. Like, oh, okay, what games did you work on? Tomb Raider. Great. Okay. You work on any other games? Any ones that were?
I don't even think it would go badly though. I think they would be like, oh wow, well, that one sold like twice as much as the original. So.
But that depends on who they're being interviewed by. If they're being interviewed by someone who only gives a shit about sales numbers, yes. If they're being interviewed by someone who cares about the gaming experience, they're probably going to get pressed on that.
That's
hey,
true.
Did you think the players were retards, or are you just an idiot, and so you couldn't figure out how to press Y? And so you wanted to make sure that everyone was brought up to the same level as you.
Yeah.
Well, you pointed it out in your video, your Mitch show about Tomb Raider, that like you said, your cat can play this game. If it's really that simple that it's just one button push, then you really do have to question, are you telling me you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm so slow that I can't put that together?
The PlayStation Party system drops the game volume of what you're playing and does not let you restore it to what it was at.
What?
Yeah.
What, just for being in a
party. It just assumes that you're so inept that you would just be like, the game's too loud. I'm quitting. I'm selling my PlayStation. Yeah, like I'm playing a game, and then I start a party and I go back to the game, and the game was where the volume where it was, and then it fades like very quickly. Like, they actually don't want to let you have the volume control the way you want it. If you want to have the game louder than the people you're talking to, they're not allowing you to make that decision for yourself. And I think robbing the player of choice is like, I don't even have the words for like why that's a problem. That's what games are about. They're choice. It's giving me the control so that I feel connected to something and have a better experience than if I watched somebody have control.
Yeah, well, this actually gives me an opportunity to talk about something that's been bothering me, is that I feel like we're going that direction with all... Okay, first of all, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Drop it?
Like, it told me how to deploy the winch, and that is the only thing that it did.
Out of bounds.
Like, that's what I don't understand. This thing was already...
supposed to land?
Target 5 meters, so I think I'm supposed to...
Oh, there you go. You're supposed to drop it, to break it.
Okay. I
Maybe,
don't know how to drop it, though.
Down on the D-pad?
No.
See, here's the... There you go.
Okay, but that didn't even work, so, like, what?
But you didn't drop it from the green, though. Oh, keep going straight up. Oh,
okay.
You want to drop it in the area, but at a certain height?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But here's a great example, though, of when you don't give us enough information. Why is there nothing on the screen that says what you're supposed to do? There's no button.
There's no general indicator, nothing like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they said it, which I'm sure is going to give us some shit in the future. Oh, there's a timer going down. What is this fucking jazz music going on? It's fantastic, but I don't feel like it's appropriate.
Yeah, this is really...
I don't know. I guess restart and we'll listen to it this time.
Maybe I'm supposed to put everything else in this area.
Maybe. What's the thing though? What's that? What's the exclamation mark?
Oh, fuck. I know what this fucking wants me to do. God damn it. Wants me to build a fucking tower 5 meters high and put this thing at the top of it.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. That's all it wanted. So anyways, these days, menus are becoming so handholdy to this unbelievable degree, especially Windows. Oh my God,
really?
when you go to find a setting, it says, so just an example. If I want to look at mouse settings, I go to my mouse settings, and it says, okay, do you want to change your look sensitivity, or do you want to change your pointer icon? And that is it. And then in like very small blue letters, it says other advanced options. So you have to go into a different menu to get to the like nitty gritty options.
Oh, the advanced, yeah.
And I just don't appreciate that because I think there's a way to do both. I think there's a way to show those advanced items but not have them confuse people who don't understand.
Yeah.
It just seems really asinine to me that you're making it harder for both people who understand and people who don't.
There's an unfortunate, like, sort of joke expectation of developers not using the products that they make, right? There's this whole, like, I remember even back in, like, I don't know, Windows XP or something like that. Maybe it was even Vista, where people were just like, did they use it? Like, did they try it before they sent it out? Because it doesn't feel like they did.
Yeah, and I bet you there is a lot of that. It's just a challenge to me because it's actually bringing us in a direction where it's going to be harder for people to do simple tasks because people won't be exposed to making those choices. When you used to open your mouse options, yeah, there was a ton of options. But that's why there's a general tab. In the general tab is where you'll find those basic things like your mouse sensitivity and your pointer.
Right.
But now we've gone to a position where they're not even implying to you that there are other tabs. I almost didn't find that was I didn't find the advanced mouse options because it wasn't highlighted at all.
But the real question, brother, do you put subtitles in the audio or the video section? That's the real question.
That is a great question.
That's
brother.
the programmer's dilemma.
The programmer's dilemma. That and how to get this fro to stay so frisky. All right. Thank you for joining us. This has been Couch Moments.
Sure.
Next time, more Couch Moments.